And Town Square Media is proud to present to you the best Quad City sports talk radio show in the world. With the face who runs the place, T-Roy, the OG on the marquee, Jaybird, and the cat who runs the chat with the stats, Statman Surge. We are Don't Hassle Us, We're Local. We're not a Quad City sports talk radio show. We're not the Quad City sports talk radio show. We are your Quad City sports talk radio show. Welcome to the conversation, Quad Cities. But first, the Dawn.
Good morning, Quad Cities. Welcome to 93.5 FM, ESPN Radio. You're listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local. It's a Surge and Half a J show.
Yeah.
There you go.
A camera angle is... the camera decided not to work right there on the Vans
fine.
Beach Pub and Girl Facebook, if you can see that. But, yeah, we're here in studio on the radio for 45 minutes.
Cutting down to the real talent, finally.
Yeah, till we switch over to the Cubs. Cubs preview on ESPN 93.5. I want to thank you all for listening on ESPN 93.5 and downloading the app, going on ESPN935.com, listening live there, and watching us on Facebook Live. You can't even see there. You can see my hand. No, that's going to be where Coach Ross is when he comes in anyway, and I'll mess with that.
Just stand up.
Yeah. So anyway, yes, like we said, you can also watch and listen to us on Facebook Live. And also on our YouTube channel at QC Hassle. Follow us on Twitter at QC Hassle. Same thing on Facebook. And on Instagram. Last night, got some big news, Serge.
What's that?
I went over to Kavanaugh's. Met with Tim.
Nice.
Met Ryan, who we met at the announcement for the Hall of Fame. Not the Hall of Fame, the draft, NFL draft party. And Adam Rosso from WHBF and Hawkeye headquarters. We have solidified our spot on Thursday night.
Awesome.
We're going to do a draft. We're going to do a draft party. And also what we're going to do is we're going to take our Sling Studio into Kavanaugh's. And they have a nice back area there. Yeah. The patio area. We're going to put our Sling Studio there. We're going to hook it up to the monitors. And we're going to, when they announce the picks, they'll be like with the first pick, pick whoever. And then we'll actually cut the audio from that, and we'll kind of give our input on the draft. So hopefully Adam carries us.
Do we know if they're getting one pick or three picks yet?
For sure they get one pick.
For sure one
This is going to be on Saturday.
Up to three.
Yeah, up to three. Depends how fast it goes.
Okay.
More likely, the best case scenario, honestly, would probably be two if some team has like back-to-back. That's what?
At least one. Up to three, hopefully two.
Yeah, so we talked to him at Kavanaugh's, and he's setting us up. There'll be draft specials there. We have a Facebook page that we'll be promoting. Obviously, I'll write a blog about it, but it should be a lot of fun. We're gonna have like giveaways and all kinds of things. We just brainstormed for about an hour and a half, and all the favors that we could call in to put something together. We didn't know if we'd have Rosso if he was going to be headed to Nashville to cover the draft, but he's not going to go now. So really putting some things together. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's a lot more. T-Roy's draft .08 or whatever he calls it. He's got I just texted him.
.08.
Yeah. I texted him last night. I'm like, hey, man, you got to get to work on this thing. We're going to be on the air, and you got to break down some of these guys and where they're going. So
they want you to draw a little face on your hand.
Oh, that's a great idea. It's all right.
There you go.
Okay. There you go. So anyway, that I was really excited that we're going to do that at Kavanaugh's. It would be something interesting, and I think it's a little bit different than Mel Kiper, Todd McShay yelling at each other the whole entire time. So who knows? But I'm excited that they're going to do that with us. And we want to remind everyone that on Saturday, there will be that draft party at Augustana Football Field. It's Erickson Football Field, right?
Yes.
Do I do this still? All right.
I'm watching it.
Yeah. And that starts at noon, and there'll be a kids camp, Rock Island Almond, Rock Island Rocks, Rock Island Augustana Vikings football players will be there for the kids. There'll be bounce houses, drinks. Bent River Beer is going to be there. The pick is going to be around 4:30 Oh, and then there's going to be a recreation of the first ever football game at Douglas Park in Rock Island.
Independence versus the Ideals.
The Rock Island Independence versus St. Paul Ideals.
Not Independence.
Independence. And then Rosso told me he's going to be in that game.
He's playing in it?
Yeah.
How do you get on the team?
I don't know. He said that Kidwell got asked to do it, and he said Kidwell said, "Hey, why don't you do it?" So then I said I was going to start a rumor that Rosso was the stunt double for John Krasinski in Leatherheads. It's like, yeah, it makes sense, sure. You were the stunt double, right? Jim, thank you. Yeah. Jim from The Office. It's right. John Krasinski, though. Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
it's Jim.
Yeah. So, just to catch up real quick on things around the NBA last night. 76ers without Joel Embiid won 131-115 over the Brooklyn Nets. Ben Simmons without Joel Embiid looks really good.
Yep.
The big news out of that game was somebody farted on the bench in the 76ers. Did you see any of that?
No.
Yeah, there's like 3 or 4 guys like covering their noses. No one was claiming it, so they all did. They just said someone crop dusted him. I'm telling you now, for the last 4 days, Levitard has just been living off of fart jokes. His show, so obviously it's all more that Spurs beat the Nuggets 118-108, and the Warriors beat the Clippers 132-105.
Ooh, nail biter.
Yeah. So Golden State leads 2-1. San Antonio leads it. No, San Antonio. Yeah, 2-1, and of course,
whoever said anything about the Warriors possibly being in trouble because they happen to be tied 1-1 in the series.
I don't think that's it. I think now
wake up.
I think now the talk is Houston's looming for him, and Houston's playing at the right time. So,
yeah, they'll be ready.
So that, and then just looking over. Hey, Coach. Games tonight that we're going to have. Celtics are at the Pacers at 7:30. That'll be on ABC. Raptors at Magic on ESPN. And the Trailblazers at Oklahoma City. All right, with the 76ers win. 76ers now up 2-1 of the Brooklyn Nets since 1984. In the 2-2-1-1-1 format, teams up 2-1 in a playoff series go on to win the series 78.5% of the time. Last time someone didn't do that was San Antonio Spurs in 2017. So, oh yeah. Last night, NHL hockey, Carolina, boo, beat Washington 2-1. The Blues beat Winnipeg 3-2, and San Jose beat Vegas 5-2. Do we like the Blues?
I do.
You do?
Yeah, I got a handful of friends that are Blues fans, so I'm just I kind of always do that. If I don't have a dog in the fight, why not pull for your friends? Unless it's that big of a rivalry to where it's fun to cheer against them. You're like, I want to see Boston lose. I was happy Pittsburgh lost. I like to see Tampa Bay go down. And we're pulling for the Knights. Yeah,
Vegas is up 3-2. Their next game is going to be Sunday at noon, and that's at Vegas. So the Knights just wanted to win at home. That's all that was.
Right.
That was no big deal. So, today in National Day, hashtag National Day.
It's not National Hand Puppet Day.
No. It is, however, National Clean Out Your Medicine Cabinet Day.
Okay.
Yeah, all right.
That's a weird one.
Yeah, it is.
They're stretching. High Five Day was fun.
Yeah?
I educated a whole bunch of people on it.
National Hanging Out Day.
National Hanging Out Day.
It's not what you think it is.
Whoa. It's not T-Roy.
No, I know, but you would think like National Hanging Out Day
hanging
is like...
out with your friends?
Yeah.
What is it?
It's National... It's hanging out your laundry.
That's stupid, too.
Clothes dryers account for
2019.
6
Who
to
hangs
10...
out their laundry?
Clothes
Get a dryer.
They account for an astonishing...
Sophie, do you know what it means to hang out your laundry? Right, exactly. Instead of dryers, people used to just like hang out their clothes like on a clothesline, hang them to dry.
6 to 10% of your residential energy consumption. It's good for the environment. It saves you money. It is therapeutic because being outdoors in the fresh air benefits your health. National Hanging Out Day.
Coach, you want to hop down one seat?
Yeah, we'll get you.
That way we had somebody else on camera besides me.
It is National Garlic Day.
National Garlic Day?
Yeah.
Okay. I can get on board with that. Do you use a lot of garlic when you cook?
I do.
I do for sure. The only problem is 20 minutes later after you eat and you're still tasting it.
Weird that it's National Garlic Day and it's also Hanging Out Day because Gilroy, California is known as the garlic capital of the world. Will Rogers was once quoted as saying it is the only place in America where you can marinate a steak just by hanging it out on a clothesline. Look at that. This is strange how these things just work.
What if it was a pork chop?
Yeah, either or. It is National Amaretto Day. I think you can all figure out how to observe National Amaretto Day.
Drinking amaretto?
There you go.
Nobody likes straight amaretto. I'll take a Di-Serono on the rocks.
And
please.
of course, it's National Oklahoma City Bombing Day recognition not recognition, commemoration. So, all
right.
But that's it. I don't have anything fun with those the rest of those national days as usual.
Garlic and amaretto are the two closest to being normal ones.
Hanging out days, kind of. I think like eventually that should just be like National Netflix and Chill Day. Yeah.
It's like National Roll Up Your Window Day. Nobody rolls up their window anymore.
What? They don't? Oh, because they just use the power button?
Sophie, do you know why they say hang up the phone? You know how to hang up the phone, right?
My daughter's in studio, by the way.
To hang up the phone now, you press a button. You used to actually have to hang it on the wall. See, it's funny.
Oh, I guess I do say roll up the window. Yeah, roll down the window.
You roll up the window in a car. Do you know why they say roll up the window? Because you used to have a hand crank that you had to have to roll up the window.
What do you say to me? Do you say put down the window? Yeah, put down the window.
Put the window down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody says roll up the window or hang up the phone.
I don't know.
You hang up on somebody? Oh, yeah, Jay, I'll show you.
Did you just hang up? Well, yeah. All right, let's take a quick break, and we got Coach Ross in from the Steamwheelers. We're going to be talking to him about the game tomorrow night. And I got to tell you something. I'm not happy about this Tucson team, Coach. I got some beef, so we're going to talk about them. All right.
Hey, Quad Cities, stop going to your favorite social media sites asking for suggestions of where to get your oil change, who does the best tattoo work, or the best place for lunch in the Quad Cities. Grab a Locals Love Us guide. They have them all over the Quad Cities. Their guide has an easy-to-navigate table of contents to help you find whatever you're looking for. Or go to their website at localsloveus.com. Click Quad Cities and then browse the favorites. It's so easy to use, they even rank the most popular places for you. While you're on their website, don't forget to vote for our show, Don't Hassle Us, We're Local, and all of our sponsors. Locals Love Us, your guide to the best.
Hey, this is Goose, PA announcer for the Quad City Storm, and you're listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local on ESPN 93.5.
Do it again, a little more heart.
There's a reason people keep coming back to Casey's General Stores. Maybe it's because we've been serving communities like yours for over 50 years. Maybe it's the smiles and friendly conversation you'll find here. Or maybe it's because we continue to spend the extra time preparing our made-from-scratch pizza the way you want it. Right now, get a large Supreme Pizza for only $13.99. Casey's, famous for pizza. Not valid with any other offer.
Now that my dad works for Winger Truck Line, I get to see him on weekends. And the best part, he gets to go to my baseball games and even helps out with coaching my team. Winger has helped me become a happier kid and made my dad a cool truck driver.
This is Eric at Winger Truck Line, where flexible home time really means something. Now hiring part-time, home daily, and regional home weekends. Call me today at Winger Truck Line, 800-593-6433, or visit drivewtl.com.
Be a superhero. How do I do that? Donate your vehicle to Arrowhead Ranch for their annual auto auction. How will that make me a superhero? You'll be helping at-risk youth. Your donation is tax deductible, and they'll even pick it up for you. How do I donate? Visit arrowheadyouth.org. That's arrowheadyouth.org, as in G, I feel like a superhero for donating my vehicle to Arrowhead Ranch. Ranch. The Arrowhead Ranch Annual Auto Auction is coming up October 19th in Coal Valley. Donate today.
Dynamic Power Racing Technology is a one-stop shop for all your street and racing needs. Better handling, routine maintenance, or more power, Dynamic Power offers a complete in-house machine shop with computerized balancing, dyno testing, and cylinder head repair. From full engine rebuilds to brand name parts, at Dynamic Power, we work with you to give you the best build for your budget. Track tested, customer approved. Dynamic Power in Moline. Call 762-2323. That's 762-2323.
Your garage is cluttered. Instead of a place to park your car, you've got sports equipment, lawn tools, half-finished projects, and a workbench that hasn't been touched in years. Tailored Living of the Quad Cities can take your garage from clutter and chaos to functional and fun. Whether you want a killer man cave or just to get clean and organized with an epoxy floor and custom garage cabinets, we've got you covered. Hi, I'm Amy. Schedule your free in-home consultation at tailoredliving.com and you and I will design the garage of your dreams.
Blue Jack.
Savings are in full bloom. It's the spring payment break at Blue Jack Nissan. Buy now, make no payments for 90 days. Or new 2019 Nissan Rogue S front-wheel drive, lease for $230 a month. Spring in to Blue Jack Nissan. Click bluejacknissan.com.
Blue Jack.
VIN number KC799743. MSRP $26,415. Selling price $25,436. 36 months, 12,000 mile per year lease. $32.99 down plus zero security deposit due at signing. Manufacturer rebates and incentives applied. With approved credit. Interest accrues from time of delivery. May not be combined with some offers. Plus tax, title, license, and 180 doc fee. Offer ends 4/30/19.
When booking your next tee time, what's the first course that comes to mind? It should be Palmer Hills Golf Course in Bettendorf. 18 rolling holes that challenge the beginner up to the avid player. Like the newly designed, exciting Hole 13. Visit Palmer Hills' fully stocked pro shop for clubs, clothing, or anything golf. After your round, relax in the Palmer Grill with daily lunch specials and updated menu. Palmer Hills Golf Course. Call 332-8296 or visit palmerhillsgolf.com. Tee it up today.
From the first pitch to the last out, you'll hear every inning of Chicago Cubs baseball on ESPN 93.5.
He's at the warning track. It's at the wall. So long.
Presented by Frick's Tap, Glens Creek Golf Course, G&G Retailers, Augustana College Athletic Department, Sexton Ford, American Family Insurance, Adam Rattler Agency.
Game over. Cubs win.
The Chicago Cubs are on the Quad Cities sports leader, ESPN 93.5.
Guardians of the grass, run with us on a John Deere X300 Select Series lawn tractor built for versatility. Because when you take pride in your lawn, you do it all. You mulch, bag, haul, grow, mow, and a whole lot more. And that's why the X300 Series takes care of everything with attachments for all your spring and summer projects. Because you're not just doing yard work, you're creating common ground for the whole neighborhood to enjoy. Nothing runs like a Deere. Run with us. Search John Deere X300 for more.
Hey, this is Goose, PA announcer for the Quad City Storm, and you're listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local on ESPN 93.5.
Do it again, a little more heart.
You.
All right. Thank you, Coach, for coming back to ESPN 93.5. And we're in Don't Hassle Us, We're Local here in the studio. And now we have Coach Ross.
Yes, sir.
Our man, Pork Chop.
Hey, watch your mouth.
Hey.
Not too many people can say that.
I know.
I don't know if I gave you the right yet.
You did over the other studio. See, that's the thing. You forget.
Well, we're not over there.
Yeah, that's true.
This is a new place. It's a new building.
That is true. I got to watch a new year, too.
Yeah,
because we were over there last time. Coach, how the Steamrollers going so far this year?
It's going good, man. Going good. Obviously, our record not truly shows it being under 500, 2-14, but we've been fighting. We've been in games. We've been very, very close at winning some games. We can be. You're looking at a 2-4 team that could be easily 5-1 if the ball just bounces the other way. But we understand that as a team, and we got a good group of guys that are truly believing in that this team and where this team can go. We just got to make sure we eliminate the mistakes and the penalties and things like that.
Oh, like you said, you've been in every game to the end. I mean, couple fights with the Barnstormers, they're 6-0.
Yeah.
And they're tied 6-0 with the Rattlers.
Mm-hmm.
And, 2-4, but just real close. Every single one of them. Nothing's been like anything to... obviously every loss is frustrating, but nothing where you want to kick the dirt and because it's.
As a coach, you like to sit back and and really try to analyze everything about the season so far, especially getting that bye week we just had, and see what changes need to be made, if any, or if it's a player, if it's coaches or decision making, things like that, and you really have to analyze that. Try not to overanalyze it, but you really have to come to a clear decision on what to do next and how to handle it. And we've done a great job this past week as a staff of really trying to establish what needs to be changed, and also how to motivate these players to just get over that hump, to get that win, because we're right there. We're very close, and I think the fans see it, players see it, and obviously we see it, and we believe that it's going to happen, and we just got to get back. Once we get over that hump, then we'll start getting the wins rolling. And
you said you made some changes. Quad City Times, in the Quad City Times this week, Steve Tappa wrote an article and added that you guys made the additions of defensive back Antonio Marshall and receiver Dannon Cavell.
Yes.
Isn't that right?
Yeah.
Okay. And Antonio played at Indiana, right?
Yes. Yep. He's an Indiana grad, and very, very. I mean, he came in this week, picked up everything so fast, and he's almost what you think is a natural born type leader. And having a great practice. I got a little banged up last night, but I don't think it's anything that's going to keep him from playing. But it'd be a great showing once people get to see what he does when he gets out there on the field. And then Dannon started at Oklahoma and then went to Texas San Antonio. Tremendous receiver. I think he's going to be special once he gets the opportunity to. Trying to figure out where he's going to go as far as how soon is he going to pick the offense up and be able to play and contribute right away. But that's another guy, just natural ability when he came into practice, and his just sheer size was just beautiful. But the fluid way he moves and with his movement and getting in and out of routes and catching the ball is something that we all looked at each other that first day and was like, okay, we got another special receiver that will be able to get the ball to, and EJ can, he likes to dish it out to everybody. Everyone gets a taste, so it'd be another guy get a taste of the football as well. Before we get into the Tucson game, I know you guys started doing when you started the season out, you guys practiced really early in the morning. Yeah. And you guys were at the San Ambrose bubble? Yep, San Ambrose Dome. Yep, the bubble. And then have you guys been out at TBK also? Yes, we've been out there. Hadn't had a practice there, but our guys lift and work out there, and then it's a great partnership for us. And it's another place that they're so busy at night, and usually we practice at night, and so we couldn't schedule that in. But looking forward to seeing what we can do with that place in the future, because it's built for a team like ours. Well, it's great that you guys can lift there too. Yeah, absolutely. And everything. And you guys have been doing some meet and greets lately. I know next week you guys have a meet and greet down at Great River Brewery. Yeah, absolutely. That's going to be fun. Just come on out and meet the guys, man. We got a good group of young men and very respectful. And we've been going to schools around the city and obviously the community, just talking to kids, talking about football, goals and things like that, but also getting them invited, wanting them to come to the games and be a part of what, Quad City has to offer this community, and that's the Steamwheelers. All right, so sitting at 2-4, you guys host the 3-3 Tucson Sugar Skulls. Yes. Tucson Sugar Skulls. The head coach and offensive coordinator, they were both on the staff of the Iowa Barnstormers last year when they won a championship. Okay. So very, very educated as far as understanding what this game is about, and they put together a great squad. And so we definitely have to be on our P's and Q's and make sure we handle our business, because these guys are going to come in. I think they're one of the top ranked offenses in the league. They are. They get the ball out their hands. Two great quarterbacks that can move. They may also made some changes up front and in the receivers and on a D line and O line too. So we'll definitely get to see what they look like once we see them in person. But again, we know we got a team that's ready to compete at every level and at every position. So we just got to put it all together and have a full game. You mentioned the two quarterbacks, one being their starter for the beginning of the season, Matt Barrett, and then Jake Medlock. Why do I know that name, Jake Medlock? He played at Cedar Rapids last year. Okay. I think he was one of the top quarterbacks coming out there as well. He's kind of a journeyman, as far as indoor football goes. But he throws the ball well. He led the league in total yards last year on a team that struggled. But they had some talent on the team, but it just struggled. And so Tucson, they got a great offensive coordinator over there and hurt his chin, and he definitely knows how to turn the quarterback around. Even Matt was a Green Bay quarterback last year.
Okay.
So they got 2 veteran guys there with some great leadership they have over there. But both of those guys didn't really maximize their potential under Chien. They've been able to throw the ball and be fairly productive.
Speaking of quarterbacks, our quarterback situation, we're going under 1 under center.
Yeah, we're going one under. Working on getting another backup guy. Dylan Turner has been one of my favorite guys on this football team, and he had an opportunity to go play and become a starter and just play. And he came to me, as a man, and it was very respectful. He understood that, hey, EJ's having a great year, coach, and I'm 23 years old, and just really I don't want to lose the love for the game. Not saying he's lost it. He loves everything about Quad Cities. He said if something happens to EJ, he will leave his team and come right back. That's how much he loved being here. But it's just an opportunity for him to go play and get reps and get game reps. So knowing we have a guy like that that can go actually get some actual game footage and be able to throw the ball the way he wants to, and not because he's been all around. You've seen him, he run downs on special teams. Mm-hmm. He ran the football for us, threw a couple touchdown passes. He has the ability to take over, and he's young enough to really get a grasp of his game and handle his business. So, it was a shout out to him. He's going to go down to Sioux City in the CIF league we played in last year and then throw the football around. And like I said, if something happens, he would love to come back here.
Well, I was doing some research on the Tucson Sugar Skulls.
Yeah.
Stupid team name.
And, Justin Spears of the Arizona Daily Star, as he finishes his little article of the week, just writes, where in the world is the Quad Cities? And he doesn't call it the Quad Cities. Where in the world is Quad City?
Oh, that's what he said?
He said, where in the world is Quad City?
Heaven forbid you do a little homework.
The disrespect.
And then the Quad City Steamwheelers are based in Moline, Illinois, which is close to the Iowa border.
It is pretty close. it's in the vicinity.
The team is named after steamwheelers, large steam paddle boats that can be seen on the Mississippi River that separates the Iowa-Illinois border.
They're making fun of our mascot?
The franchise was part of the AF2.
The Sugar Skulls are making fun of this? You're going to be kidding me.
The franchise was part of AF2 from 2000 to 2009. Let's throw in the fact that they won 2 titles and they won 20-some games in a row.
They're also the only indoor football team to ever go undefeated.
Yes, let's do it.
And that's not just indoor; that's professional in general as well.
I smell a blog coming on here about Tucson.
I'm in. I will help with this one.
The team folded, but then returned in 2018 to join the Champions Indoor Football League. It moved to the IFL at the start of the season. Quad City plays its home games at the Tax Slayer Center, which is holds 9,200 fans. That's all they could find about the Quad City.
Nothing else?
No, that's all he had. Where in the world is Quad City?
What else does the Quad City have?
What else does it?
Let them know.
I'm going to.
Let them know.
Also let them know that's the birthplace of the bread slicer. Did you know that?
Oh, yeah. No, I did not know that.
Yeah, the bread slicing machine that was invented here.
Really?
So if you ever hear someone say best thing since sliced bread, you're going to say, hey,
Quad Cities.
Yeah, Quad Cities. I mean, come on. We have one of the United States, one of the fastest moving arsenals that can build weapons. This is the only place where the Mississippi runs east and west. I can tell you so much more.
Seriously, it takes this much effort to do a little bit of homework on a team you're playing. Okay, if it sounds unfamiliar, I get it. I understand. Quad Cities, it's not the name of one city.
It also is probably one of the most premier places to host a minor league team in any sport.
And that's true. And they are going to be hosting somewhat of the draft this week.
Yes, they are. And I want to talk to you about that.
Yes.
Because I want to know, with all the stuff that you guys do, how much time you have to get to cover the draft, how you get to look at it. Let's take just a real quick break, and then we'll come back and we'll talk to Coach about the draft and see if you guys are do anything. You guys are going to be too busy prepping for the game. Yeah, we'll talk about it.
Talk to him about going to another game. Because you need to do that with me.
Yeah.
It was a blast.
I hear you.
Front Street Brewery, the oldest brew pub in the state of Iowa, is nestled beautifully along the bank of the mighty Mississippi. It's very close to Illinois. It's served the fine community of Davenport, Iowa, close to Moline, since 1992. Let me tell you about some of the beers they have on tap. The Davenport Gold is a satisfying American ale, pale straw in color with a sweet corn-like aroma and a crisp, clean finish. It's smooth, balanced, and refreshing. The Wise Guy, it's their take on the instantly recognizable German wheat beer that staked its claim on palates around the world. Brewed with noble German yeast, this refreshingly sweet and smooth brew features a citrusy tart aroma with significant notes of banana and clove. Prost. The Raging River, an English-inspired American India Pale Ale with incredible balance, featuring an earthy, slightly fruity hop aroma with moderately bready malt notes, a bronze-colored IPA that you don't need a beard to drink. It's your gateway IPA. Check out their Facebook page for food and drink specials. Also visit their webpage at www.frontstreetbrew.com. Calling all bars and restaurants, get a hold of your local distributor and put Front Street on tap or in your cooler today. It's 208 East River Drive or the tap room at the Freight House Complex. Once again, www.frontstreetbrew.com.
We'll be right back in 2.5 minutes with Coach Ross from the Steamwheelers.
Hey, this is Dorf with Dancing with the QC Stars. You're listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local on ESPN Radio 93.5.
O'Reilly. If your vehicle isn't stopping like it used to or makes squealing noises when you brake, shop the Spring Brake Deal Savings Event at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Right now, buy a set of Brake Best Select pads and a pair of rotors and get a $20 O'Reilly gift card by mail. Don't miss the Spring Brake Deals at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limit supply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Introducing the new $5 Biggie Bag from Wendy's. It comes with a new bacon double stack made with a quarter pound of fresh, never frozen beef and topped with crispy applewood smoked bacon. Plus 4 nuggets, fries, and a drink, all for just $5. That's right, just $5. The new $5 Biggie Bag from Wendy's is everything you could ever want. Well, at least for lunch. Try Wendy's new $5 Biggie Bag today. Biggie Bag includes 4-piece nuggets, small fries, and a small drink. Fresh beef available in the contiguous U.S., Alaska, and Canada. Approximate weight before cooking. Price and participation may vary in Alaska and Hawaii.
Guardians of the Grass, run with us on a John Deere X300 Select Series lawn tractor built for versatility. Because when you take pride in your lawn, you do it all. You mulch, bag, haul, grow, mow, and a whole lot more. And that's why the X300 Series takes care of everything with attachments for all your spring and summer projects. Because you're not just doing yard work, you're creating common ground for the whole neighborhood to enjoy. Nothing runs like a Deere. Run with us. Search John Deere X300 for more.
From the first pitch to the last out, you'll hear every inning of Chicago Cubs baseball on ESPN 93.5.
He's at the warning track. It's at the wall. Solo.
Presented by Frick's Tap, Glens Creek Golf Course, G&G Retailers, Augustana College Athletic Department, Sexton Ford, American Family Insurance, Adam Rattler Agency.
Game over. Cubs win.
The Chicago Cubs are on the Quad Cities sports leader, ESPN 93.5.
Are you retired? Don't want full-time? Have a CDLA? We've got the perfect job for you. This is Eric at Winger Truck Line, where flexible home time really means something. You don't have to drive for us full-time. Tell us when you want to work. Work the days you want. At Winger Truck Line, we respect you and what's important to you. Drive for Winger and you'll see. We say what we mean, and we mean what we say. Call me today at Winger Truck Line, 800-593-6433, or visit drivewtl.com.
Okay, we're back in the Hassle Palace, ESPN 93.5 FM. All right, we got a phone call. I don't know what this is, and this is always... All right. Okay. You're on the air, ESPN 93.5.
Hi, Jay.
Hi, Troy. Hi,
Jill.
Hi, Jill.
It's Jill, not Troy.
Yeah, it's Jill. Hi, Jill.
Are we live on the air?
Yeah, I need to talk to Coach Ross. I don't have time to flirt with you, Jill.
That's not fun. I just missed you, Jay.
Okay, Jill. Thanks for calling in and telling me just to say hi.
Bye, Serge.
Bye.
Bye, Jill.
Thanks for calling in, Jill, but we have like 12 minutes till we have to go to switch over the Cubs. Now I want to talk to Coach Ross real quick. I think that's nice of Jill to call in.
Coach, when's your next home game?
It's this Saturday.
This Saturday, okay.
This Saturday.
Yeah.
What time? 7:05 night game. Ooh, we can go watch some racing in Makokata, and come down,
and come on back,
and then come down and go to the game.
Absolutely.
So I got to, I don't know, I got to go to a game. I saw you briefly. You're doing your thing. It's awesome. But I got to see Doug Bland sitting down there. Yeah. I got to sit down in the front row. I was very, very fortunate.
So were you near Doug?
Yeah, I was 2 seats away from him.
I get to hear people tell me sometimes they hear me screaming. So.
Well, you were right in front of me. You ran back and forth in front of me like 10 times. I was sitting with Dr. Matt Cannon.
Oh, yeah.
Dr. Matt Cannon's a great buddy of mine.
He's right.
And I didn't realize, and I knew he was a season ticket holder. And I knew he said he had front row, which is it changes the game. Front row versus 10th row is a big difference in that.
But he's like
He is right there, and it was awesome. And then as soon as they said that's a Dr. Matt Cannon first down, I look over at him, my buddy.
Didn't even know that.
I'm like, oh, you're a sponsor? He goes, oh yeah, you like that? He's fantastic. He's Dentistry Unlimited.
He's a great dude.
It was awesome. I've never sat in the front row for a Steam Wheelers game, and it was incredible. And I can't wait to go back. Definitely worth it for anybody that gets the chance. Obviously, the game in general is a blast. Being that close, and because a lot of the guys run out from the corner down there, like it's not like obviously arena football is a little bit different, but seeing the guys,
you're extremely close for Canada. You see us cut. We literally
guys
come off
hopping
right
over the
there.
railing to go and sub in the game.
I sometimes jump right off that.
I saw you do that.
I get excited too.
It was incredible, Jay. You got to go, and when we do, we got to talk to Dr. Matt and get down there in the front row again.
I'd love to.
Yeah.
I just need to hit up Albrecht, my neighbor.
Oh, Jim.
Oh, yeah. To hang out with him and Russ in the press box.
Did a booth with him. Yeah.
Just
hang
out
spot up there. That's his domain up there.
Yeah. I'd rather hang out there than the sweat box or whatever. Where does he make you guys hang out? What does he do when he does
steam room?
The steam room? Yeah.
Sweat box.
The sweat. I don't know. Yeah, the steam room. I know what it is. Yeah.
Jim, he handles that steam room. You know, I'm there. I'm just a body there. I need you, coach. I need you. I was like, I don't know. You know, but as long as they get me the steam, I'm all right.
You mentioned the draft, and we talked about how they're having Rock Island's hosting that draft day and everything.
Yeah.
But you yourself, do you get up and for the draft? Do you get excited for it?
Now that I've been away from it now, you know, when I was playing, and then when obviously when you're thinking you're about to get drafted, and then when I was there, when I was in Baltimore, and we would watch, because obviously you like, are we drafting a running back, or are we drafting, you know, you're depending on what position you are. If you're on a team and they drafted, it's like, they don't trust you, you know. So everybody that's a player is probably watching the draft. But since I haven't been playing, it's just, you know, I may watch the first round and I'm usually done. I like the first 10, 12 picks and I'm done. I got to see who my Broncos get. You know, I'm a Bronco fan, you know, and so I watch the Broncos and I see who the Ravens. That's where I played, so I'll see who the Ravens got, and then I'm kind of done.
Dockerman from The Athletic has the Broncos taking Noah Fant.
No, that'd be huge.
Yeah.
And now Noah, I was in Nebraska and he played high school football there, so I actually commentated a couple of his games, so I fell in love with him when he was in high school. And when we didn't get him and you guys got him, it was just so sad in Nebraska. But we play him and he does the things he does again. It's like a slap in the face. But he's huge, and I think it'll be a great grab if we get a tight end like that. I'm scared that someone else might jump up that is very tight end friendly, like in New England Patriots or somebody. I know they usually don't jump up like that, but why wouldn't they? You know, Gronk retired. That's the guy I'd go after.
Tom Kakert from Iowa Hawk Report, he thinks that Patriots are going to jump up, but they'll take TJ first. And then Dockerman, he had actually TJ going right before Noah to the Lions, I believe. So,
those two teams, they're gonna get a tight end. I like to see Noah with Tom Brady. Might allow Tom Brady. Now I know we all don't want him to play longer, but Noah being there might be a huge moment. I mean, he has the Aaron Hernandez kind of feel to him too. Wait, not the mind, not the mental. We're talking about the physicality and the speed, to be able, the movement. That's what he has, and he needs a weapon like that.
How do you feel about the Ravens and trading Joe Flacco?
I guess it was due. I mean, obviously, you know, I'm still not sure about how he's gonna be, just because the game is they adapt. You know, second year quarterbacks that are running quarterbacks. That's the one thing the NFL is very good at, is adapting to who you are, and getting another year. Now you got a ton of film on this guy. It's gonna be interesting to see if they still allow him or try to run the same style offense where he's running the football. He's gonna have to throw the football this next year, and that's what's a little scary. So I wouldn't be surprised if they don't try and get another quarterback in later rounds.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. We talked about how the NFL now is a year-round thing, and just even the schedule release things that they did on Twitter, and it's incredible. And the fact that they're going to have it at Rock Island, have a pick, that's great for Rock Island. Ken Anderson's going to come back. And so for that one time, I mean, it'll be neat. They're going to have that throwback game, and the first ever NFL game was played here. So
that'd be awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun, and see where it's all going to happen. Though. So what else? The rest of the season, what can we look forward to? On Saturday night is also first responders night.
First responders.
They get in free, right?
Yep, one free ticket all the way.
And then, so what else are we looking for the rest of the year?
We have a couple of games again. We got Sioux Falls that we barely lost to them back at their place. They're gonna come play us
May 4th.
And then we gotta go to Iowa to try to get that win back. They beat us at home, so we're hoping to try to get them back at home.
That was the
one
I was at. Man,
that was a tough
the score
one,
did not reflect that game either. You guys were in that all the way down to the end. That was a good game.
You got Nebraska Danger, so we actually have a nice variety of teams we play. Like some of these teams are playing some of the same teams 3 and 4 times. We actually get to play a little bit of everybody, which is good for the Quad Cities and our fan base who likes to keep seeing the same team over and over again. You want to see some different teams, so we do. But we also have a tougher schedule in doing that. So we just got to make sure we heal up. We've been dealing with the injury bug, all season. And once we get over that hump, as far as trying to get guys cleared to play and things like that, we'll be able to compete even more at a high level and get more victories.
All right. So, and then May 17th, it's a Friday night, Cedar Rapids River Kings.
Oh, yeah. Cedar Rapids comes in. We beat them at home. They're getting better. They actually signed some more guys. I've just seen over transactions just this morning. They signed about 3 linemen and released some guys. So they're trying to get better as well. They just took a tough loss to a San Diego team that's been one of the teams that also getting better. We played them first game over the year for the first game this year here, and we won that one. But they've been getting a ton better, and they ended up getting them their first win last week against Cedar Rapids. So Cedar Rapids is going to definitely come in, depending on what they do this week. But if they don't get the loss, they're going to be fighting for that win again. So we got to be prepared for every team,
Of course, and then final game of the season at home. It will be the Bismarck Bucks on June 7th.
Yes, Bismarck's coming through. They're making a lot of changes. They're trying to get over their hump as well. We had a guy, we ended up trading a DB there who's been playing and been playing at a high level for them. So it's a good situation. But yeah, every team is just, if you go through transactions, just trying to find the right pieces to get the thing rolling, And so us is we are one of them as well. So hopefully we make some of those pieces and we can get over that hump this week.
All right, tomorrow night, folks, get out there to that game. First responders night to get in free. Tucson Sugar Skulls. Let's teach them to know what the Quad City is.
Let them know.
Coach, thank you so much for your time. Folks,
Appreciate
we're going to take a quick commercial break at 12:45 on ESPN 93.5. It is switching over to the Cubs. We'll stay on Facebook Live. We have Matt Koss from the Quad City Times coming on next. Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Harrington's Pub. Golf fans, save the date. Saturday, June 8th, Harrington's Pub is going to be having their annual Tee-Off with T-Roy at Byron Hills Golf Course in Port Byron. Shotguns start at 1:30 p.m. with prizes and food afterwards back at the pub in Bettendorf. $300 per team. Sign up at the bar. Harrington's Pub, 2321 Cumberland Square in Bettendorf. First 18 teams only, so act now. Don't forget to enjoy every Thursday night some live music at 8 p.m. They just had Bill Stage down there this past yesterday, and next week is Chris and Wes show. Harrington's Pub, putting the H in a hangover since 2005.
Forget festivals. Have you been to a Rallies and Checkers Feastival? The headliner is tender, juicy steak for $2.49. We're talking Philly cheese steak on a juicy burger, smothered in cheese. Steak covered in French onion sauce and crispy onions on a sizzling beef patty and toasted bun. There's even steak loaded up on fries and melting with cheese. Everything's covered in steak. That's how you know it's a Feastival. The Feastival of Steak, just $2.49 each. Rallies and Checkers. Fast foodies know the deal.
Is your kitchen or bathroom in need of a makeover? You need them redone but can't get a contractor to call you back? You need an all-star. You need to call Mike at All Star Home Services. Mike and his team have been transforming kitchens and bathrooms for over 15 years. Check out their past projects at all-starhomeservices.com. Call All Star Home Services today and get $500 off your complete kitchen or bath project. Call 563-299-3786 or visit all-starhomeservices.com.
It's the spring cleaning
spring event at Smart Toyota. New 2019 Toyota Corolla LE. Lease now for $189 a month. The selection is huge. The savings are smart. Spring in to Smart Toyota. SmartToyotaQC.com.
Smart Toyota, 53rd and Davenport.
Number 21924, MSRP 20,383, 3,100 down payment plus 0 security deposit due at signing, 36 months, 12,000 miles per year lease with approved credit, manufacturer rebates and incentives applied, plus tax, title, license, 180 doc fee, and first month's payment ends 4/30/19.
At Indeed, we believe a resume is a great way to see an overview of a candidate, but you're not hiring a resume, you're hiring a person. That's why we offer tools to give you a deeper sense of the people behind the paper, like skill tests, which let you actually see a candidate's abilities in action to make sure they're a good fit for the job. See beyond the resume.
OneChicago.com. Old Dominion.
All right, we are back here on Facebook Live. We've just switched over to ESPN 93.5, has gone over to Cubs, which is just in time because we have Matt Koss, and everyone knows he's got a potty mouth. So it's much good that we're not on ESPN 93.5 because now he won't get in trouble from the FCC. So, but yeah, it's been a while.
Won't let me be.
Yeah, it's been a while, Matt. How you been?
Doing well. Good to be with you guys.
I know you're busy right now. You just covered a track event last night, the Eggert Roberson meet at Bettendorf, right?
Yep. Darian Porter, he's fast. Whew,
yeah,
boy.
he sure is.
A kid put on a show last night. He went 10.81 in the 100, which is a new PR for him. Kind of when you look at Iowa boys track and field, the benchmark's really in the 100. Can you go sub 11? In the 200, can you go sub 22? And in the 400, can you go sub 50? Those are kind of the places where you kind of separate the elite from just kind of the mediocre and good, and he's been below all three of those marks this year. So he's on a really good path going into Drake Relays. Next week's really kind of the first barometer for high school track and field, how everything's going to shape up. You got Drake Relays next week where you get the best of the best in every class in the state of Iowa, converging there at the Blue Oval in Des Moines. Then you followed up with the conference meet, districts, and state. So the next 4 weeks is really now kind of a sprint to the finish, and we'll see how things kind of shake out. But Bettendorf's in a really good spot, I think, if they can mix and match or line up in some different places where they could be in the top 5 at the Class 4A state meet in about 4 weeks. There's a couple spots where I think they're going to struggle to score points once we get to a state meet. When you look at some of the throwing events, possibly the 2-mile, things like that, they maybe don't have anybody in that top 5 to 10 in the state, but boy, the sprints, they're loaded, and obviously it's led by Darian.
And then on the girls' side, Assumption track?
Assumption looking good. You know, they won 5 state titles there in a row, and then last year kind of had a little bit of a subpar year by their standard, finished 7th at the state meet, but they're back. They're like Bettendorf. They're really strong in the sprints, led by Carly King, Leah Nelson, Maya Jackson, who's a transfer from Davenport Central, who was not eligible a year ago. She really gives them a little bit more firepower in the sprint. So next week for Drake, they're looking good. Carly King in the 400. She's a state leader in that event. She's gone 56.5 already this year. They're really strong in the 4x2. Their sprint medley relays, one of the best in the state, anchored by King. So the thing for them is when you get to Drake Relays, this is a chance to see where they kind of stack up against the best in 4A. But they'll approach this meet next week a lot different than they will the state meet. The state meet, they'll kind of spread some things out, try to accumulate more team points. But next week's definitely a good showcase for them just to kind of see where their top-end kids line up against the other marquee kids in the state.
You like covering Drake in the track meet?
I love track, to be honest with you. I tell you.
You sound like it. That's why I asked.
It's really kind of grown on me the last 3 or 4 years. I'd covered it quite a bit in some of my other stops, but coming here to the Quad Cities, you've really seen some top-tier kids come through here. So, yeah, I've really enjoyed it, and you can tell the kids, the numbers with some of these programs. PV girls have over 110 girls in their program. You look at Bettendorf, I think they're well over 60, 70 girls. So the participation level's high, and you got some really high caliber kids.
Yeah, it's, I mean, just your tweets. Like I said, your tweets. You can tell the excitement in your tweets, and when just the stats that you guys have put together. If you guys go to qcvarsity.com, and the final results won't come out till tomorrow, right?
Right. The official Drake relay qualifiers will come out tomorrow afternoon. The relays are next Thursday, Friday, and Saturday in Des Moines. And to be honest, some people kind of view it bigger than the state meet because the state meet, obviously, it's broken down by your classification and so forth. But with Drake, it's the top 24, all 4 classes. So you got some kids that are really top-notch in 1A, 2A that get into the mix to see where they kind of fit in. So, yeah, it's... you don't get that in a lot of other sports. You never find a time really in wrestling where we get everybody together to see who's the best guy at one weight class in all 3 classes, and we get that in track. So that's kind of the one benefit of it.
I'm going to knock on wood for you, but I have seen the weather in advance. And it looks pretty good for you.
It looks good. Okay.
Yeah. It's around the 70-74 range.
Okay,
so
that's beautiful.
I'm happy for you.
It's kind of been really topsy-turvy this spring. We've had some really nice nights, like Tuesday night was absolutely gorgeous, mid to upper 70s. We saw a lot of fast times and distances that night. And then we've had some other nights, Jesse Day, which is one of the bigger events each year, and the QC got canceled because of weather. Yeah. So it's just been kind of hit and miss.
Yeah, and last night wasn't...
Last night was not good.
No.
But I tell you, some of those kids, knowing that it was last night to qualify for Drake, really put up some really nice performances. That makes what Darien did last night and some of those strong headwinds really impressive.
All right, so it has been 2 weeks since I talked to you. You have announced 2 people to go into the Quad City Times Salute Sports Hall of Fame, or I don't even know if it's called Salute Sports.
Quad City Sports Hall of Fame, yeah.
There you go. Jamie Olson.
Jamie Olson, will have a feature on her this Sunday.
Okay.
We've actually released our entire class. There's 3 people this year. Last week we featured Curtis Craig, former running back at Davenport Central, went to Nebraska, did well there. He's still living in the Lincoln area. He'll join his brother Roger in our Sports Hall of Fame. Jamie Olson, as you mentioned, she started at Bettendorf, basketball swimmer, went on to play basketball at Iowa State. Had an all, it was the Big 8 then, but had an all Big 8 career there. So we'll feature her this weekend. And then next weekend, our last profile will be on Murray Hurt. And he's a deceased sports writer who had a really big impact on covering Illinois sports, particularly working over at the Dispatch Argus, and had a long career there and was very highly regarded. So he will be the last inductee, and I believe his daughter will be accepting on his behalf at our annual Quad City Times Salute to Sports, which is Sunday, May 5th at Bettendorf High School.
All right. And I know you guys put this out there on Twitter. You're going to announce the finalists. How does it go?
Yeah, we'll be announcing 2 finalists each day for the next 12 days. So we have 12 female athlete finalists for Quad City Times Athlete of the Year, and then 12 male athletes as well. So we'll do 1 boy, 1 girl each day, starting tomorrow. I can kind of reveal tomorrow. It's not a big secret. DJ Carton will be the leadoff on the boys' side for tomorrow, the Bettendorf basketball star who's going to Ohio State. And the girl is Brittany Litton, who was from Weathersfield. She was the captain of our all-Western Illinois volleyball and basketball team. She was a finalist last year, and she's Weathersfield's all-time leading scorer in basketball and one of their top attackers in volleyball. So those will be the first 2 we'll roll out tomorrow, and then we'll just have 2 a day. I tell you, this year it was really difficult when it came not only to selecting the 12 finalists for each gender, but when it came time to pick winners this year, we had some really good resumes that were really difficult to kind of differentiate when it came time to selecting a winner. So, that's the next couple of weeks here. So that's kind of filled a lot of our time here the last couple of weeks, just kind of going through resumes. We had over 85, 90 kids that were nominated this year. So that's by the
incredible.
Time you put all that together and kind of break these kids down, and you have these kids that are 3-4 sport athletes. Maybe they excel in one sport and are maybe just marginal in the other sports. And then you have these other kids like the Julian Brodersons, Bree Beals, who really are one sport obviously Broderson does other sports,
Yes.
but we're one sport where they're really special. So that's where it gets tough, kind of differentiate. And obviously you want to kind of have some kids from the metro, some kids from the area. So you try to break it up that way as well. But, I feel really good about the group of finalists we have this year with boys and girls.
So how, you guys all get together, you guys nominate and do all that stuff. So you just swear everybody to secrecy, like you yell at Bobby and like take him in the back room, like Bobby, I swear if you don't do anything, if you say anything, I'm gonna just beat you up.
Basically, kind of how the process works. All the nominations kind of come in. I'll put together all the resumes. I think this year it was 92 to be exact, and then I'll send those out to all the guys on our staff. A couple of our correspondents as well have a vote, along with all our full-time staff. They'll go through them, and basically we just say, give me the top 12 boys, top 12 girls. Who are the 12 you think most deserving to be finalists for boys, 12 most deserving for girls, and then we do the vote tally there. Sometimes we'll have to have a vote off to get down to 12. I think this year on the girls' side, we had about 15 or 16 that were in the mix after the first set of votes, so then we had to have a vote off for the last couple of spots to get it down to 12. This year on the boys' side, I think it was only 13 after the first vote off, so it was pretty clear-cut where the dividing line was, but we did have to have one vote off for the last spot there for boys. Once we get it down to 12, then I'll send out the resumes again. I kind of beef them up a little bit, a little more detail, and then I say rank your top 5 winners. So give me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for boys, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for girls, and then we do kind of a point system, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So if Bobby, for instance, had, I'll just throw out there, Carly Spellhog is his top athlete, she would get a 5-point vote, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then whoever has the most points at the end. And obviously I'm not going to reveal how that came out, but it was very, very close, particularly on the girls' side this year.
Yeah, it's a great event. Like I said, we talked about it a couple weeks ago and how I went to it when I was younger, and I'll be going this year just because I wanted to see it at the other, and I want to take my kids to it. It's you guys put on a fantastic. It's a great event for the kids locally, and it's something that we always talked about. We want to highlight the local athletes around here because we've never had a show like this that we can talk about local sports, and you guys do such a great job. I mean, 12 straight days of local high school athletes. It's incredible.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And, the thing is, this program, we've kind of, with spring sport conflicts every night and so forth, we've had this on a Wednesday night. We've had it on a Monday night. This year, we're going to try a late Sunday afternoon to see how that works. Hopefully, that'll help get everybody there. Most years, we get about 21 to 22 of the 24 athletes that show up. It seems like every year, whether it's a soccer conflict or baseball and softball going on in Illinois, where a couple kids can't come. So we're hoping by having it on a Sunday afternoon, we can get all 24 there. We'll also, next week, or a couple weeks down the road, we'll reveal our Team of the Year finalists as well.
Okay, I was just going to ask you that, yeah.
So we'll have 3 girls teams that we'll recognize and 3 boys teams. And that was tough getting that down when you look at it, especially on the girls' side. Had 5 state softball champions just in the last 12 months alone, and that doesn't include some other state champs like North Scott girls basketball, the season Rock Island girls had getting to a super sectional for the first time. Assumption girls soccer's won 3 straight titles, so that was really tough on the girls' side. The boys' side didn't have quite as many state champions, but we had some very solid teams this year, and some teams that have repeated as state champs like Assumption baseball, Central DeWitt golf. So we'll announce those in about a week and a half, 2 weeks, who our Team of the Year finalists are. So it's a fun little 2-hour program where we recognize the best athletes, the best teams. We in the 3 Hall of Fame induction speeches that afternoon as well. So I encourage people, no admission, anybody, it's open to the public to come and attend. It's at the Bettendorf Performing Arts Center there at the high school. They do a really good job of welcoming us in, and it's one of the events each year I'm proud that our name's associated with.
Yes. Before I let you go, I got to ask, how was the Masters?
I'm not a huge Tiger Woods fan, but even I had to put that aside to appreciate what that was Sunday afternoon. I tell you, it really reminiscent of when we saw Tiger in his glory days. It just kind of guys around him kind of faltering. What we saw in that back nine with Molinari, it was unbelievable to me on that 12th hole. The last two groups, you only had 2 of the 6 guys that were able to put the ball on that 12th green, and that's kind of where it all started. To kind of where Tiger kind of took control there, and you could kind of see it unfolding. But I think it really invigorates golf, and that's good to see because when his name's when he's not around, whether it's injuries or whatever it may be, the ratings suffer. So I think you're going to get more young kids back in the game of golf. Those numbers have kind of declined here in the last few years. I'm interested to see where he can take it from here now. Because the next couple of major venues really set up well for him. Places he's already won at Bethpage Black with the PGA Championship next month, and then Pebble Beach where he won by 15 strokes about 20 years ago. That's where the U.S. Open is this year. So he's got a chance to really have a special year, and if he gets another major here, the Jack Nicklaus talk really comes to the surface again, because Jack with the 18 majors, Tiger now at 15. If he can find a way to get to 16 at the end of this year, I think he's got a really good chance to do it, just because he's got 5 or 6 Masters left in him where I think if he can stay healthy, where he can be competitive. So 19's definitely within reach, I think.
All right, buddy. I appreciate your time. It's been too long. Obviously, you'll be gone next week for Drake Relays. Anything to be looking forward? Should we be looking at for the draft? Any surprises that you see?
I'm not sure if we'll see any surprises. I do think, and as you've talked about on the show, I think it's really neat that the Quad Cities is going to be a little bit a part of that on that Saturday with Ken Anderson coming back. I think they're having like a vintage football game as well. So that's really neat. And obviously, I think there's a little more interest this year just with you're going to have 2 Iowa guys probably taken in the first round, 1 for sure. Mm-hmm. And then a few other guys, I think even day 2 and day 3, when you look at Monty Hooker, I think he's going to make a team real happy. As a Bears fan, not quite as much interest because they don't have a whole lot of picks, and they're going to be waiting a long time before they make their first selection. But always a fun 3 days. I really haven't gotten a chance to watch a whole lot of the draft the last few years because it always lines up with Drake Relays week, but always fun to kind of monitor what happens there.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. I'll be in touch with you. Enjoy your time at Drake.
All right. Thanks Jay.
Buddy.
Appreciate it.
All right. I got to figure out what's going on with this Cubs game.
Yeah, we're just listening to some Sheryl Crow.
All right. Well, it don't.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I have us on microphone still. You're good.
Yeah, pregame on 93.5 is
hold on.
BG.
BO welterweight champion of the world will defend his crown against Amir Khan at Madison Square Garden tomorrow night. So I'm looking forward to that. Anyway, transitioning to a little NFL talk just for the moment. When we look at what has transpired,
finishes every job with excellent hide and coverage. Visit your local Benjamin Moore retailer for expert advice. Why Regal Select is the brand painters know from the company that knows paint. Benjamin Moore, paint like no other.
Sponsor of Cubs Radio. Have you tried Funkaway yet? It's the odor eliminator for clothes, gear, shoes, and anything that stinks. It really works. Unlike flowery sprays that just cover up odors, Funkaway, the exclusive OM complex that isolates and eliminates the source of the smell. What a game changer. Just spray it on, let it dry, and live funk-free.
Get yours at any Jewel Osco. We're back with coverage from the championship game. At the plate for the Mr. and Mrs. T Bloody Mary Mix All-Stars is the power-hitting Bold and Spicy. On base is the well-mixed combo of original, horseradish, and fiery pepper, who's been absolutely on fire this season. It's Mr. and Mrs. T's robust team of flavor, handcrafted Bloody Mary champions. This baseball season, draft your perfect Bloody Mary lineup by recruiting the best. Pick up Mr. and Mrs. T's Bloody Mary mixes, available at...
If you put a lot of pressure on it,
that's ESPN.
You're gonna make a mistake.
Right there.
So if you're
that's not on the
asking me
app.
how urgent do I
that's
feel
a problem.
Yeah,
that we
the
need
app
to
is
do
music.
this, I'm not gonna put a level on that, Steve.
So that's ESPN
Nice.
right there. You hear that?
I'm gonna
Yeah.
listen.
Okay.
You know,
And then
I can hear both.
mile-per-hour side wind blowing in from left field. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the score in the Xfinity Cubs radio network. Zach Zaidman at Wrigley Field. Cubs Diamondbacks today, start of a 3-game series. Time now for the Manager Show, sponsored by Loyola Medicine. They treat both body and soul. Here's Ron Coomer with Cubs manager Joe Madden.
Skipper, yesterday, off day. Had to enjoy the off day?
Oh, who doesn't? Got up to the nice rain, had the umbrella out, walked down the street to my favorite coffee shop, had the Americano, outstanding with a little bulletproof and some ghee in it. After that, did a lot of actually video study. Yes, had a good time with that. Dinner at Trulux last night, outstanding service and food. Met up with some relatives, so it was kind of a cool day.
When you come to the park today, you had a great series in Miami. The boys played well, you pitched it, but the pitching and defense been outstanding the last 3 games.
Hey, man, let's just keep doing that. That's it. I mean, we love to watch the hitting, and we all do. We need to score runs, but, man, if you pitch it and catch it on a nightly basis, you got a chance.
Today you got Kyle on the bump. Your thoughts on Kyle?
He's going to be aided by a 90-mile-an-hour wind blowing in from left field. I just want to see him, throw his, just find his groove with the delivery. You'll see that upstairs. I'll see it down there, regardless of the wind. He needs to get back to that spot where he knows exactly where the ball's going. He's very close to that, and when he does that, we know how good he is.
Well, you referenced the wind. It's going to be very cold and windy, as Peter Chase just told us a few minutes ago.
Now they can.
Oh, okay.
But I still need to figure out why the Cubs aren't on.
So now on Facebook, you should be able to hear us. On the app, you get to hear Only the Good Die Young. And on terrestrial radio, you get to hear the Cubs pregame.
On terrestrial radio right now, apparently it's Stephen A. So
oh, great.
I got to figure out what I did.
Everybody will love that. Who doesn't like listening to Stephen A. yell about nothing?
Maybe that will do it. I got to double check again.
Ooh.
Okay.
We got Bon Jovi coming up, though. We're good.
Just stop.
I love Bon Jovi.
I'm just letting them know what we're listening to out there.
Okay, so here's the deal. I was sitting, actually, waiting to come on, and this book is over there.
Okay, what's it called?
It's called The Worst Case Scenario Survival Handbook.
Okay.
I need this. I need this like every single day because it has how to break in a house.
Okay.
And
Cubs are on terrestrial.
I've lost lots of money like rekeying things. But anyway, that was just meant to be funny.
You lost a lot of money redoing things?
Breaking into my house.
Breaking into your own house.
Tiffany.
Yes.
We've got to talk to Front Street Brewery here.
Okay.
All right. Sorry. Thanks for waiting. Whatever this has been.
I told Tim to send me your number so I could call you, and I was going to go out and let you in.
I think they texted like 12:20 or whatever else. Anyway, Ryan, how you doing?
Good.
Twist that way.
All right. Smells really good.
What do you got there, buddy? What do you got from Front Street?
Oh, I just brought some wings and then a couple sauces. Everybody loves wings.
Yeah.
So and then I brought summertime lime, which is
that's your slime, the green Slimer lime that they did.
This isn't.
Okay.
I think that's their firkin that
they're
they're actually
firkin
putting
today
out.
at 5 o'clock. Okay.
Yeah, this is
Slimer Limer.
Tiffany, just save some for us.
Yeah. Yep. Go ahead and.
Slimer Limer is what this is.
Yeah. So no, this
Look
is
at
the
you. You're a
summertime
natural
lime
over there.
Well, I did bartend in college.
Atta girl.
I have to open this.
What kind of wings you got?
It's just wings, but I brought some sauces, some of the stuff that I like to make because we sell quite a bit of wings at Front Street.
Yeah.
And so I always like making wing sauce.
Yep.
I got a cashew satay, basically. I got a Bloody Mary ketchup. I got Japanese barbecue sauce, which is tonkatsu, and an actual hot barbecue sauce as well. Well, I just brought some. You guys can.
It all sounds very exotic. Are all of those sauces currently on the menu?
They're not.
Okay.
I just offer them.
Cool.
Yeah, I just like to make them every day. Pretty much, I make a different one every day.
Jay, you know what we call that in the business, Jay? What? Call that a can-do kitchen.
Saucy.
A can-do kitchen.
Can-do kitchen.
Can do.
Because that's if they're not above themselves. Hey, if we can do it, we'll do it for you.
Absolutely.
If there's a sauce you want me to try and make, I'll give it a shot. That's awesome.
Yeah. That summertime lime is something else.
Your eyes watering already?
I don't know. I like sours. I don't think I was ready for it. That's the only thing.
Is it good?
I don't think I was ready for a beer that was also sour like that.
Yeah, it tastes like.
Very tart.
Yeah.
It tastes like one of those.
Gets you
sweet
right
tarts.
here?
Like,
Yeah.
No, those sour tarts.
Yeah, it tastes like a sour tart.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
good.
Well, they mix it with a bunch of juices,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and
I'm still getting it.
It's a golden ale, and apparently, if you mix it with the cherry Bon Blonde, it's like cherry limeade.
That would be good.
Yeah.
Because they mix the vanilla porter with the cherry Bon Blonde, and that's really good.
Yeah.
This is really good.
They even have posters for that one. Cherry limeade beer. I'm gonna try that.
Cherry limeade beer.
Yeah.
Yep.
So this with the cherry Bon Blonde.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Do you have to put a cherry and a lime on it though?
I mean, it probably helps.
He sells it.
Love when
Yeah.
grown men go, "Where's my cherry, bro?"
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, but they.
Oh, I get it.
I know, but
It
they
happens.
They actually put it in at
You know, females,
Pepsi.
I don't care how old you are, you want to ask for a cherry, no problem. Guys, stop asking for your cherry.
Yeah, I've never. That's just a little. Yeah, I've
Where's
never.
my cherry?
Hey man,
What are you, 5?
It's really not attractive.
You need a juice
at all.
box? You want a straw for that beer?
Hey, so what else you guys got going on down at Front Street besides watching the water recede?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we do have the special on the Raging River right now because the river's raging. But
Yeah, $1 off Raging River.
that's right. Yeah.
And you have a tap on it deal: buy a beer, get one free.
Correct.
Yep.
We have that. Yeah, and there's our new menu's coming out probably about 3-4 weeks.
Really?
We have some new stuff on there. Just replace some of the old stuff or bring back mussels.
Okay.
And we used to have mussels on there for a while, and I'm going to do them 3 different ways: a Greek way, Irish, and our old beer.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, so we'll have those back on. We do salmon cakes and new salad. We're actually doing well, I told you guys about the pastrami that we're doing. But we're also doing like homemade jardiniere, and we're bringing in a lot of like preserved lemons, preserved limes.
Okay.
So we're doing a lot of in-house fermentations.
That sounds fantastic.
Yeah, we're doing some fun stuff.
That's more than a can-do kitchen. It's a can-do everything kitchen.
You like that?
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, so check out Front Street. Get down there. You guys, I don't know what to tell you. Stop being afraid of the river. You can get there anywhere in the Quad Cities. It's not that big of a deal to get down there.
And want to know what? Like, from experience, it's quicker to walk a lot of places downtown. And it's not bad. And especially with the weather being nicer outside,
Yeah.
go for a walk.
Yeah.
It's really
Everybody's
nice
like,
down there.
I'll just drive there. It's a 5-minute walk to get anywhere downtown.
Yeah,
It's
that's
super
true.
easy to get there.
You can
I
park
live
anywhere and get
7
there.
blocks from Front Street, and it's faster for me to walk.
Oh, yeah.
And it's fine. It's a nice little walk downtown. Get a little view of the flood.
That
But it
wall's doing a good job.
It has been doing a great
Want to know
job.
what?
Yeah.
It is a kind of a, and I know it's a pain in the butt, but it is a pretty cool view from down at Front Street.
It is.
From the offices where you guys had us do the Facebook Live from, was really cool to sit right above that. Like, I feel like we were on the water.
Yeah.
It was super cool.
But then down at the restaurant, down at the bar, it's really cool because you're right up there, and then you still got your back patio. You know, you can still, like you said, you can still get there. It's not a problem.
Right.
Don't be
The
afraid.
food's great.
Just a little water. It's not 93. We're good. 93 was worse.
Oh, yes. Yeah. That definitely. But I don't think we were
people,
ready.
like, really, it's kind of like a sight to see, too. Like, it's,
Yeah.
like, it's amazing. It feels like you're, like, walking into the river, but there's just this wall. And it's like, wow, water is super amazing act of nature.
It's the Mississippi.
The mighty
I know.
Mississippi. And it's
Big muddy.
Quad Cities. It's not cities.
I know. I'm going to talk to this guy from Tucson. I'm gonna hit him up. That's you guys go to Twitter and find Justin Spears from the Arizona Daily Star.
Hassle him.
You are gonna hassle.
I am. I'm gonna write a blog and explain to him what the Quad City or Quad Cities is and why you don't need to write where in the world is it. Basically, just look at a map, Justin.
Just Google it.
Dear
dude.
Lord.
Justin what?
Yeah, Justin Spears.
How do you spell it?
Just like the Britney.
Oh,
Justin
boy.
Justin
We get off track.
Spears, and we will on the air find him on Twitter right now. Justin Spears.
I'm posting his name in the comments here.
So this is
pour some down there.
Japanese barbecue sauce.
Okay.
And so it's got a little hints of ginger and sesame and soy in it as like a regular barbecue sauce.
Okay.
But it's called tonkatsu.
So are you the chef?
I am.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
That is so. Anybody that can really cook and like love it that much is, I'm in awe.
Yeah, it takes being weathered. You have to get beat down before you get better. It
Like
takes a
financial
long.
planning. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. But you eventually come back and find your love, and I absolutely love.
I
what
love
I do.
sauces. What are the other ones?
So yeah, I got a cashew satay. So like, if you ever had a chicken satay before, this is just made with cashews. Toasted and salted cashews, and then a Bloody Mary ketchup. I make a hangover burger.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, which
Does
like
it
a lot
work?
of people do, but it works.
What's all in the hangover burger?
You do. I actually soak the burger, marinated in Zing Zang, actually Bloody Mary Bloody Mary.
Yep.
And then I do sriracha mustard. I do Bloody Mary ketchup that has like A1 and a couple other things, a little kick of Worcestershire.
Okay.
And then do fried pickles and fried jalapenos. Obviously over easy egg.
Yep.
Cheddar cheese, Cajun bacon.
That sounds heavenly.
Yeah, it's.
If T-Row was here, he'd be drooling right now.
I'm just thinking about it.
My mouth's
and
watering, but
I would
T-Row would
come
be
there
actually drooling on a shirt.
with a hangover and purposely like get up and leave my house.
Hey, it works too. It runs through you. It got all the essentials. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So that's what I use the Bloody Mary ketchup for, and then there's a hot barbecue as well.
Okay.
But I love wings.
Do you like brand your stuff, like put it in a bottle and brand it, like and sell it?
No.
Okay.
No.
Have you ever thought about doing that?
I'm an on the fly guy.
I'm kind of like that.
Yeah. Growing up in the kitchen, I was. My name's Ryan, so I was always on the fly, Rye, because
That's great.
Because anytime somebody wanted a sauce or something like that, or they needed something really quick, I just make it on the fly.
It's funny. He was always all the way J.
All the way J. Oh, nice.
What's Surge? Huh?
Don't you worry about
electric.
that. Don't you worry about me. Are you on Twitter there, Jay?
Yeah, Justin E. Spear. Justin
Oh,
Esports. Justin Esports. And he's got a thing. It's scroll down a little bit from yesterday. It said Tucson Sugar Skulls having their final practice before traveling to Quad City. So I'm doing a mad face.
First of all,
and writing this guy.
I'm not going to insult the guy's intelligence, but I am at the same time. You wrote Quad City.
Yeah.
Quad.
Because all he knows is Quad City Steamwheelers. They don't say Quad City Steamwheelers. It's Quad City.
Quad
City
is
Moving.
Quad is how many?
Like,
4?
Possessive, like apostrophe.
4 City. Come on, man.
Well, it's kind of like
Looking for-
Vatican City, or what other?
But if it was
Atlantic
Vatican's
City,
if it was Vatican's City, no.
What would be the emoji for our Steamwheelers?
A boat, dude.
Which boat? There's a speedboat. There's a yacht. There's a airline. There's a liner. There's a
biggest one.
Yeah, it's
all right,
like a
boat. This is great. Thank goodness we're not on the radio. Actually, it probably would be better on the radio too. All right, the boat is better than sign. I'm going to put candy, and then a skull. Would that be right?
What does the candy mean?
The Sugar Skulls. That's their mascot in Tucson.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Stupid, isn't it?
Yeah, Justin's gonna get it. And he doesn't even know it.
Come on, dude.
Get him, Quad Cities. Not Quad City. Attack this guy. Sugar.
You
Okay,
guys are
candy.
being haters a little bit.
No, we're not. This guy. Come on. Where in the world is Quad City?
There's a lot of boats actually. for
I know. I
emojis.
told you.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different boats.
Oh, for emojis?
Yeah. All right. So this is what I get to choose for. I get a cupcake, a piece of cake, a whole cake, a lollipop, like some taffy thing wrapped, chocolate bar. That's for sugar. What should I use?
The lollipop is funny.
Yeah, I think that's a good
lollipop and then skull.
That's like the most insulting.
Yeah.
Lollipop, lollipop. Go beat the Sugar Skulls.
Yeah. Now I just got to find a skull and then I'll
Riveting
be done.
radio here.
Dude, this is man. This
So
is
do you guys-
Facebook Live. We do whatever we want.
Yeah.
We're fine.
Hey, can I
Yeah.
share with you guys some information?
Yes.
Please do.
Okay, so here's the deal. Some stats, right?
Mm-hmm.
When I was listening to how how you bring your team together. It's kind of what people need to do for financial services. They should all have a team, but I'll get into that part later. But what I actually really wanted to talk about was how many Americans, 60% to 80% only, when on average, someone who's making $140,000, they might only have $96,000 saved up for retirement. Okay, that's pretty low. It's super low. So the bottom 20% of Americans, the average saved is between $9,000 and $22,000, which those people are probably collecting on government stuff anyway. The top 10% of Americans, so these are Americans who make over $160,000. They will have about $1 million saved for retirement. So the top 10% are pretty, they're doing okay. But 60% to 80%, that percentage rate, those people are making about $130,000, and they only have, there's a median here, between 100 to 150 saves. That's pretty scary, because you can't live off that in retirement, right?
No.
So what are we supposed to do? No.
Yeah.
So I sent a link to the Quad City Don't Hassle Us page.
Love it.
Love
it's good thinking.
Perfect. Mm-hmm. And on it is an author. His name is David Bach, and he's a phenomenal author. I used to hand out his books, which is okay. I'm on the spot. I gotta move. I'm not. Oh, The Automatic Millionaire. Smart Women Retire Rich. He does smart singles, smart whoever retires.
Sounds like a whole series.
Yeah, he has it. It's awesome. So he has a simple X factor. So it depends how old you are. So if you're 30, you should be saving 1% of your salary a year, because of that compounding interest. Now, I'm in my 40s. If you're in your early 40s, you should be saving 3 times your salary. If you're in your late 40s, you should be saving 5 times your salary.
What if you're 37 and people think you're 42?
That's coming.
That's 2.8 times your salary. Or that's how much you should have saved by now. I'm sorry. So if you haven't started saving, I should have 3 times my salary saved by now for retirement, because I'm in my early 30s.
And how on track are you with that?
I'm on track.
Okay.
There are life transitions, those times when things happen, you get married, that's a transition. You get divorced, that's a transition.
Tell me about it.
People die, sometimes, that's a transition. People have kids. Those are all big money events, right?
And, and career paths change,
yes.
And economy changes,
so
unexpected
what do you do?
things, accidents, car stuff, home stuff, floods, damages, you never know. But if you're not prepared for that stuff,
then you're going to have to use your savings. So that really stinks. So every person should have at least 3 months of their expenditures saved. That's if you have a steady job. If you're self-employed, like a bar owner or something, you should have 6 times your expenditures saved up. So there's a 3 to 6 month rule of what you should have in your bank account. But you should aim to do 10 to 15% of your income every year. So if I make $100,000, I should do 10,000 into an investment program, and hopefully my employer matches. That will give me maybe 5, so that's 15%. But that should be going. That percentage is a rule of thumb to go towards your retirement. So 15, I say, I'd rather save 20% just to be on the safe side, and have the other 5 go in my savings, my emergency fund, because of the flood. And then life's big changes that just kind of are thrown at you that you're not prepared for.
You got flooded? What do you mean because of the flood?
Well, people's houses get flooded.
All right.
Flood insurance people don't have that, and it doesn't cover their house. So yeah, I mean, anything can happen.
Any disaster.
Yes.
We had,
There's a lot of disasters.
Of course.
So anyway, that's what I wanted to talk about. But I did send that link. This is a phenomenal author. Any book that he writes.
Did you send it to our Facebook page?
I sure did.
Okay, perfect. We'll share it.
Thanks.
No, perfect.
So save more money.
Right on. What do you got going on this weekend, Tiffany?
I have softball. I do.
Where at?
Jacobs Field in
Okay.
East Moline.
All right.
It's a Quad City Explosion tournament that we're hosting.
Your team is the Quad City Explosion?
Yeah.
You sure it's not a soccer team? Soccer teams are the ones that don't usually end in S's. Like Fury, Rage, Explosion.
Really?
Yeah.
Um.
United. Those are all soccer team names.
What's your
Stingers.
softball?
Ends with an S, see?
Yeah, it does.
See, good try.
It's not Bettendorf's.
No, it's Quad City.
Okay.
Quad Cities. Quad City Stingers. Yeah, it's Quad
The
City Stingers.
Explosions teams
Yeah.
played this weekend.
Oh, wait. Explosions, Pleasant Valley.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. My daughter plays
So the Pleasant Valley
14U.
team
Yeah.
has a tournament in East Moline.
Yes.
This makes sense.
On Saturday.
Yeah, does this make sense to you?
all day long.
The Pleasant Valley team hosts a tournament in East Moline?
No.
Because, see, I know the Quad Cities, unlike our friend Justin.
Yeah.
And I know that the East Moline is on the Illinois side. And East Moline was originally one of
Is
the...
PV close to Illinois?
East Moline.
Yeah, it is.
It was one of the original Quad Cities was East Moline. It was East Moline, Moline, Rock
Bettendorf
Island,
was not
Davenport.
included.
And then Bettendorf
Had it
became a premier city, and the Quad Cities said,
They-
"Hey, we
they
want you to
bullied-
come
they
in."
bullied East Moline
and
out of there.
Bettendorf, it actually took Bettendorf. We held out for about 3 years, so they gave us more money.
You're so
And
good
then
at your
Bettendorf got into the Quad Cities, and then East Moline was like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! Let's call it the Quint Cities," and everyone's like, "That's really cute. You're out." And then so now.
And Milan said, "What about us?"
Yeah. And then so somehow, how does Pleasant Valley host their host tournament in East Moline?
Because it's the Quad Cities. We all work
No,
together.
you just said it was Pleasant Valley.
I
It's
know.
Pleasant Valley Explosion.
I know, because they want to
You all
give
work together,
business to East Moline.
Good try.
No, seriously.
Good try.
You
You guys-
we're don't hassle me, dude.
Well,
I'm local.
because the actual Pleasant Valley is about as big as the studio, so it couldn't even house not even one softball diamond.
Doesn't sound very pleasant.
It doesn't at all. Have you been there?
You know what? I would challenge you, but I don't know the
Where Pleasant
softball
Valley is
fields.
exactly?
I didn't grow up here. Yes, I do.
You do know where Pleasant Valley
I've
is?
lived in Pleasant Valley, and I've lived in the county. I've lived in
There's not a
LeClaire. I
county.
lived in Bettendorf, and I've lived in all those places.
But have you lived in actual Pleasant
Yes,
Valley?
I have.
The actual street of Pleasant Valley.
No, not that street.
There's-
But I
it's
lived
really-
in
Your
where-
address was actually Pleasant Valley, Iowa?
Yeah.
Not Bettendorf?
Uh-huh.
Oh, good for you.
There's a PO box.
Yeah,
There's a
exactly.
yeah, for that.
Well, we just went from finance to geography and the kitchen talk as well.
And a little bit of history.
History, yeah.
Mhm.
Well, I could go on and on about Quad Cities, more Bettendorf history I know than Quad City history, though. But do you know Dred Scott was once here?
Yes.
You did
in
know
the
that?
U.S. building. Mm-hmm.
The U.S.
That's why
building?
U.S. Bank building downtown
Mhm.
has all these really cool
Listen to her.
statistics
Yeah.
about Scott County, Iowa.
Yeah. Not the
And
one that
he
got
settled
robbed.
here.
That was
Dred
that's
Scott was
1000%.
why
That was
we were
over in
named Scott
Bettendorf.
County.
That is
Boom.
not true.
So real.
That is not true at all.
Okay.
That is not true.
I didn't hear it. I missed it.
She said Dred Scott is why we're named Scott County.
Oh.
He actually only...
Really? How do you know?
Because I know he only came through when he going to. I'm not giving you a
Okay.
history lesson about this. He wasn't here long. He wasn't here more than just a couple days. Same thing with Andrew Carnegie. He once came here.
Yeah, that was on the U.S. Bank building down.
Do you know the story behind that?
Nope. Why don't you tell him?
I'll tell you the quick story real quick. You guys
Okay.
know who Andrew Carnegie is, right? The most
Oh,
famous philanthropist in all United States history, right?
Maybe someday you will be.
Yeah, maybe. So he's just like a stock boy running errands in New York City, and there happens to be a young lady that's going out to a private school in New York City, and they have a little fling. He falls in love, all right?
Oh.
And she
Just
leaves
from
the
the
private
custody?
school, and she comes back here to Bettendorf, Iowa, Davenport, Bettendorf area. And he travels back here, and he's seriously, he is nothing. He's just a peon. And he travels back here, and he professes his love for her. Says, "I love you so much. I don't want to live the rest of my life without you. I want to marry you." And she explains to him, "You'll never be able to afford the lifestyle that I'm used to living. I can't marry you. My family won't allow that to happen. I'm sorry, but this is how it's going to have to be. He goes on to become Andrew Carnegie of Carnegie Hall, Carnegie Library, and she dies an old maid.
Really?
Dead serious.
What year was this in about? Like was
1850s.
Well,
Is that
gosh,
how we
you know
came up with
what?
the game
That's
called
how
Old
people
Maid?
got like married back then.
I'm not saying she was wrong, but she was wrong. But yeah.
Yeah, she was wrong.
Hey, maybe she motivated him. Maybe he would have just been a stock boy the rest of the time, but he was motivated by the deceit and a broken heart.
Well, sometimes different things motivate people, right?
Yeah.
Like investing, I think is super awesome because you don't have to do anything and you make money.
He wanted her to invest in love.
Yes, and that would be wonderful too.
It all could be that way. Anyway, Zach, thank you so much for coming on. We appreciate it. Ryan, I don't know why I said Zach. It's Ryan.
I got you.
It's on the fly, Rye. I know that.
On the fly, Rye. All the way, Jay.
It's Ryan.
The electric
I feel like someone said it's on the fly, Rye. I'm sorry, Ryan. I apologize.
No problem.
Thank you for bringing that in.
Yeah.
Keep it around or whatever. Tiffany, thank you so much.
Zach, Joni, thanks for coming today.
Anyway, thanks to Matt Koss for coming in. Thanks to Coach Ross for coming. You guys have a hassle-free weekend. We'll see you on Monday. You guys take care. We're out.